Greetings, gamers! Welcome back to another episode of the FC Andorra Road to Glory series with me, Johnny, and things are going as well as kind of hoped, really. You know, nothing amazing, but nothing awful either. Now, I have been doing a ton of messing around with tactics and things like that, but just to give you a bit of an in-depth view, because a lot of people have commented saying that you do like that I do kind of ramble almost, go into a bit of detail, things going on with the series, which is awesome. Obviously, if anyone doesn't, then I will try not to do it too much, obviously, but I will give you some kind of what's going on stories, shall we say. Now, in terms of finance, you can see here we're doing really, really well at the minute. We are predicted to make 27 million, although I don't know if that takes into account that kind of maybe extra money we might get or something. I don't really know. But as things stand, we're making decent money. They didn't really give us any extra during the transfer window, which is a little bit annoying, which has closed now. But next year, hopefully, we're going to have some real good money to spend on some regions and some players. But we'll see how things go with that one. Now, in terms of how these things are going, playing attacking football, they're satisfied. High tempo pressing, they're delighted. On course for the wage budget. We did slightly go over, so I've had to rechange that, but they are happy. They're not bad about the stadium side of things, although we are still down for improving that. Whereas they're still in the planning stage, so we've still got to see what's going on there. It's due to apparently be completed December of this year, so I think we need to get a move on with it. Like I say, I'm still kind of hoping that they'll do something to massively improve that rather than just the 500 pitiful seats that literally does nothing. First Division, we're still doing really well on that. We didn't make the 4th round of the Cup competition, unfortunately, but you'll find out what happened there. A few bits here then. So, training facilities will get done. Established First Division team they want us to be. But yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I like the idea of it. I just feel like it doesn't quite work well because they'll give you this 5-year plan, but as soon as you overachieve, they change it massively. So, I mean, for example, our last one was obviously, it didn't even mention about promotion to the top flight. You know, it was barely, when we started to save, it barely even mentioned getting promoted, I think. At worst case, I think it said promoted maybe in that couple of seasons, something like that. But we've got straight all the way up to the First Division, and now it's wanting to be an established First Division team. And surely, if all the way up you've basically been sort of saying, well, actually, let's just be a decent team in this division, and we've surpassed that, then it should say, basically, well, actually, we never expected you to get here, so you can just have the bottom priority for the next few years. You know, you've overachieved, so we'll give you the kind of free reins for the next couple of seasons until we catch up to where we originally planned to be, and then we'll set you some new objectives. But it doesn't. The second you overachieve, it just, right, you're going to be an amazing team now. Okay. But that's my thoughts on it anyway. Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, that's that. In terms of some other things then, transfers, don't think we made any more ins or anything, don't believe. Oh, actually, no, we did. We did sign a few extra players. So I showed you Christian Moreno. We signed Boy Hill, which it was one of those that it predicted him to be better than that. And I saw his stats and they looked reasonable. And there's a few decent teams after him. That was kind of the main clincher. There was like Napoli and a few other like decent teams sniffing around, and so I took the gamble on him, 245,000. He's got a bit of potential, but he's in our under-19s at the minute, so we'll see how he does. Maybe some loans. This guy, I'm really hoping for big and good things for him. Filip Radjanovic, definitely need a nickname. He'll definitely be one of the region naming giveaway naming ones, so do look out for that change, and I will be making some comments from the videos where I've mentioned that, and obviously, I will say again, do get involved with some comments down below. What you sort of just chat about anything about the save. I mean, he has got some funky looking eyes there, but yeah, Serbian player, shadow striker. He looks decent already, to be honest. 2-star in our team, 5-star potential. Another one that was actually interested by a few teams. We didn't pay tons of money. 1.2 million was his release fee. They literally wouldn't accept anything else, so that's why we did that. And then otherwise, we had Yakim Almankas, who again is a 5-star potential player. This is a wing-back player, again in the under-19s as things stand. He's a Norwegian player, and another one that will get regen naming giveaway. Now, I don't actually know if I showed you. Actually, I think I've showed you all these, didn't I? I'm trying to remember for a second. Did I actually show you all these things? Because I don't remember talking about Liverpool and Menus, but I feel like I did tell you about this, so I'll ignore that. If I didn't, well, you've seen it a few times now. So schedule-wise then, since we last met, which I've literally had a few days off recording again. I've had quite a lot of busy stuff going on, a lot of like Christmas parties and things. That can be our question a day. Has anyone had like a wild Christmas party yet or anything? Do let me know what you're doing for your Christmas party at work or family. I've had both so far this week, hence why not a lot of recording's been done. But where do we meet? We did this one at, yeah. With a 3-0 really good victory against Eibar, and then we had a bit of a disappointing collapse against Espanyol, 2-0. Now, we did follow out with a 3-1 defeat against Atletico Madrid in the Cup, third round. That's why we didn't make it to the fourth. They can't be too displeased by that. It is Atletico Madrid. We then did beat Leganés 2-1 away from home. Oscar and Lucas Nemecha with the goals there. And then a 3-0 defeat to Valencia, a team that we're not expecting to beat, really. So it is one of those games. We then had a 0-0 draw against Celta Vigo. Disappointing, I would say. We did actually change tactic for this game. Again, I think I've changed tactic in most of these games here, and we did play the same tactic again, unfortunately losing 3-0. But again, it's a tough game. Atletico Madrid, and there's a lot of teams in this division where we've just got to rule out games against them. You know, your Barcelonas, your Real Madrids, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, Sevilla, those sort of teams, we're not kind of hoping to take points off, really. Not just yet. These next two games, which we are going to do for our live comms, we do need to try and beat. We've got Real Betis in 11th and Real Valladolid in 20th. Looking at the league table then, we are sitting in 14th place with 32 points. And we have got a really decent gap now on Getafe, Granada and Valladolid, who are the bottom three. So I'm feeling really good about that. And if you look above, we're not a million miles away still from being like a top half team, realistically. I mean, 10th place Leganés, who we beat, are on 36 points. That's just 4 points ahead, and they've played a game in hand. So technically, if we win the first one, that could be a single point ahead of us. So it's a very open league as things stand. Now, what we've changed to is strikerless. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I did kind of mention that I do like a crazy strikerless tactic at some point, and this is it. Now, I have been floating around with some various different things. I'm still trying out the fullback attacks. You know, I think I pushed him to wing back attack for one game. I can't remember which one it was, but I decided to go about the fullback attack, sort of stick with kind of what we had, but instead of the two DMs, just have the single DM with a 2 box-to-box in front of them. Charles Riders attacking mid. You know me, I do like a strikerless. I want to try it out for a little while. So we played really well in that 0-0 draw. We really should have won that one. It was disappointing. This was the first time we played it like it is there. We had 23 shots to their 4, 6 on target, 13 off target. We had 5 clear-cut chances, 2 woodworks. We had all the possession, a few half chances, a lot of fouls for both teams, to be honest. We had a lot of corners. It was just one of those where we should have done a lot better. If you look at the stats of these, like pass completion, 84%, tackles won, 87%, 81% for headers won. We played really well. We just, for some reason, just couldn't get the breakthrough. And maybe that will be a deficit. We haven't actually scored a goal since we've gone strikerless, but hopefully we can change that today. And the thing is, we're pretty safe in the division, so I'm just having a bit of a play around. You know, I'm still training that original tactic we first used, which was sort of that one. And we may go back to this at some point, but I do want to just try things different. And in this one, we're actually trying to keep hold of possession. I've decided to go with, I've still got the pass into space, which kind of breaks up a little bit, but we've got much shorter and much lower tempo. We're basically just trying to keep hold of the ball. And the thing is, if we've got the ball, hopefully they don't, and they can't score as much, which didn't kind of work against Atletico Madrid. We are still attacking, obviously, and closing down, so it's not a full-on just retain possession tactic, but it's kind of trying to implement it a little bit. Now, let me know your thoughts on that. But either way, our team then is Muric Mora, who's back from injury, and he's going to replace Moreno, he's struggling a little bit, I think. He's obviously still got to adapt to the team, and he still needs to develop, that's for sure. Got Duric covering because, unfortunately, Montero must be back. I'm sure he was out. Well, he's definitely back in now. That's for sure. Thank you. He had an injury or something. Unless was it suspension? Might have been suspension. I've just completely missed putting him back in. Either way, him and Adebayor make our defensive lineup with Leto, Rico as the DM there. Monchu, Doyle, Nemecha, Oscar, and Gomez in our sort of try attack there. So let's submit this toward anyway. Let's get into it. And let's see if it's worked. Because like I say, I've only played 2 games. And one was obviously a very tough game against Madrid, to be honest. So they line up 4-2-3-1, pretty sort of standard. Going to encourage them, passionate. We're the underdogs here. Let's go out there. And we are still the underdogs for a lot of these games. We, we'll predict to be in the bottom 3 at the start of this season. So I think we're doing obviously far better than the league predicted us to do as they come forward. And that was just a really easy goal there. Really easy. I'm massively annoyed about that one, actually. That was just such a... Us and early goals, really, guys. Us and early goals. Just look at this. Literally just knocks it forward. Nobody's covering him. Why? We've got 4 at the back. I could kind of, like, understand sometimes when we're playing like 2 at the back with a DM sort of thing, but I never just pump ball forward. What are we doing, guys? We're having a bit of a blip lately, though. We had a few more defeats creeping in than the early part of the season. And it is hitting confidence. It definitely is hitting confidence. I'm still chatting to them, but it just doesn't last like it used to in previous FMs. I do all the chats to them, and they'll bump up, but then they do struggle again. It is tough, but we have got the ball. Can we try and do something with this, though? We haven't done much so far, and that was a really poor one. Luckily, get it back, but Oscar needs to thread it through. Finds Nemetchu's through. Should do better. But that was promising. You could see we had 3 players there, bursting, ready to attack their defence. Just didn't choose the right ball, unfortunately. In this corner, looks like it might come to nothing. Although Oscar, with a great header, keeper saves it. That's promising. Promising. We've got a decent amount of possession. We had a few chances. We're going to tell them to get creative. We just need to try and find a breakthrough. Adebayo goes very close from the header. We're not being outplayed, I wouldn't say. I think we're just struggling with a bit of confidence. I think that's probably what it is. But I am tempted to go to the original tactic, the 3 sort of, the kind of 3 wing backs, 3, 2 up top sort of tactic. But then we do have some really good AMCs now, so it is a tough one. But I don't really know what to do, guys. Like I say, I'm just trying different things out, but we haven't scored a goal yet in 2.5 games, which is kind of making me worry. I mean, maybe the possession side of things doesn't work with this one. Maybe it needs wing backs as well. I don't know. I think maybe this is one to retouch on in future. I mean, that's kind of what we've been playing a little bit previously. That's kind of like the one we had a little while ago. Attempt to maybe try this one again second half. Or do we just go for like that? I think we go for that. So I think we choose Gomez in there, Doyle Monchu. I think we'll go Rico over Monchu because he's our guy. And I think we'll bring on Jeric at the back. Chuck him in as cover. And Gomez play up top. Can't really. Oscar sort of can for a little bit, so I think we'll leave him up there for now, and then we'll bring Kuntameskov in a little bit, just so I've got the freedom to move it around again if needs be, because Jeric can play as a DM, so I'm not completely screwed if I want to change it. But I'm going to make a little change here, make a team talk then, and say, disappointing, let's go out. Let's just try the kind of original tactic that we did, although that doesn't feel like it changed. It shows it on there, but on the little pitch one, it hadn't changed. But either way, let's see what happens here then, guys. They've got a throw in, and good save, but they have early pressure, second half, early goals, not a good thing. Let's try and defend this, guys. Fakir. Jeric, I think, with a header there. On to the edge of the box. Wow. Wow. I mean, that one's, at least, we've made him have a proper effort there. The first goal was pitiful, but that's a tough one to defend. It literally just rasped in top corner. Maybe we could defend it better, in terms of having men on the edge of the box. Oh, God's sakes. Show some passion, guys. We've not done anything since the second half. We've not had any chances at all, really. So I do kind of feel like we're just in one of those kind of ruts at the minute where we're just not playing well. Regardless of kind of what we play, it's just one of those where we're just not doing what we need to do. Right, okay. So Jeric in here. So Gomez can go up there. Joe's a box to box. Rico, Jeric, yeah, that's fine. Montero, Adebayo, yeah, we'll stick with that. I think we will bring Kuntemetsov on. And also bring Miranda on. A couple of changes and another tactical change. Yeah, so I've been very just unsure what to gonna go with recently. Now, luckily we do have players that kind of play in all these positions, as Miranda gets beat into the ball a bit too easily there for my liking. And Lainez is just completely scythed through our defence here. Easy as you like. Like we wasn't even there. Guys. It's disappointing. Last few games, I mean, even our last live com, we've got a goal back, to be honest, with Miranda, the sub, but last live com when we lost 2-0, that was disappointing. And that's kind of set a trend. Like the 2-1, it was one of those kind of scruppy games. We've had 2 games against Madrid, which isn't great. Like 0-0, we should really have won. It's been a tough run, yes. I don't know if it's just confidence. I'm going to go for a demand more. Look at that, though. That's just so easy. So easy. We just literally just pass it to them. What are we doing? Sometimes I really wonder, like, what is going on here? Like this. For example, like this. Rico, Mora. He just dawdles. Like, why is he not just doing a 1-2 quickly with Rico? It's 2 yards away from him. Not great. Really not good. And to be fair, we could concede more, and we have conceded more. Defensively, we just look dreadful, to be honest. Look absolutely dreadful. Oh dear, guys. This isn't good. This isn't not good. We could concede more. We could absolutely get an absolute battering here, guys. We might have to just go defensive or something for the last bit. Like, Jesus Christ. Every shot they're having is just going in. 5-1. We're getting trounced here. Absolutely trounced. Just highlight after highlight. Just literally isn't stopping. It's ridiculous. Oh dear, like, we need to get something back just for morale-wise. As Gomez goes forward, pitiful effort from Gomez, really. We needed that just to at least try and have some sort of morale going into the next game, but wow. 5-1. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good, guys. Okay. I'm going to aggressively say, yeah, we're training hard tomorrow. Ugh, get in for training. We're still okay in terms of relegation. That's all we're bothered about this season, is just stay in the division. Reap that money in, improve the squad. And also, I think we need to start cutting down the amount of loans and having our own players. So a little bit more, like, invested in the club, but definitely not played well recently. 6.58 last 5 games. The goalkeeper says it all, really. Gonna have to do a bit of a team meeting thing to try and boost morale up. It's just taking so many hits at the minute. And I have to have a little think about what tactic to play, guys. If you've got any thoughts, do let me know. Like, I don't know, maybe we just go back to what was on. Didn't mean to do that. Maybe just go back to the original from the start. You know, start of a game, see how this does. I'm kind of tempted, to be honest, to sort of see how it does for a game. Or do we just sort of stick with what we've been doing and put him back up there? A bit of a diamond-y sort of, or sort of do 2 DMs behind. I really don't know, guys. I'm going to have a little think, and then we'll come back for the next game in just a flash, guys. Rightio then, guys. We're here for the second game against Valladolid, and a game we really need to win. Now, I had a team meeting and said that one playing well, they all took it. I've done some chats to them to try and improve morale as well, and I've had a go at the players aren't playing well. So, all in all, hopefully, we're going to see an improvement. I've kind of basically just gone back to what was playing previously with the sort of 3 diamond, 3 there. Only difference is on wing-back attack rather than the full-back attack. I swapped it towards the end of this tactic, or using this tactic. So, just going to go back to what kind of worked for a decent spell, to be honest, and let's see what happens. We just need a win, guys, to try and just improve morale and go and hopefully a decent run. Now, let's submit the team then. They are bottom of the league, so I'm really hoping that they're in a much worse morale state than us. I think we just need the win, and I think we'll be fine. It's just one of those divisions where, because there's so many big teams that can really give you good hiding, and it's a tough one that there's a group of teams that everyone's very similar as well, that just anyone can beat anyone on the day. Today's the day, yeah. Today's the day. End the run of poor form. Come on, boys. Let's go for it. Let's just not concede within the first, 5 minutes. That'd be lovely. we do have a knack of doing that in games. But 10 minutes in, not tons happening. Bit of a talking to by the ref. I don't really know what it was doing there. It was kind of like going. But either way, we've got the ball here. Oscar tries to find a Mecha, who will burn past his defender. Oh, straight in the hands of Masip. Well, there's Jordi Bassett, decent keeper as well. We've got Guardiola up top. Interesting. Rolling back the years. Oscar from deep. Tries to find Gomez. Someone needs to press him. Anybody? Somebody go to him. Come on, let's win this back, guys. There's tons of players around, but we just don't seem to be where we need to be at the minute. And that's just an easy ball forwards. Really easy chance. I'm really annoyed by that. There was tons of us like just doing nothing, not where we needed to be for the pressing or the marking. And that tack not really ended too well. Montero didn't make it. His left boy, Alasso, in complete acres of space. He just finishes it easy. Absolutely easy. Oh, guys. Not good. Not good at all. Just far too easy. Far too easy for him. Now, the thing is, there has also been some big updates to FM, and I've not played tons because of everything going on with work, Christmas parties, and just Christmas in general. I've not had as much game time on this. I think I mentioned in the last episode that basically I was quite a decent way ahead. So I took a bit of time off from that anyway. Guardiola scored. Hell, man. What is going on here? This is the bottom place team in the division. Sergio Guardiola. 16th goal of the season. For the bottom place team, they're actually scoring a lot of goals. But this is disgraceful, guys. This is absolutely awful. Oh, dear. Very head-scratching kind of run of games. But yeah, what I was going to say is, I've not played tons since like the big or most recent updates. I don't know if I've done anything that affects tactics and just the match engine in general. Maybe I need to kind of adapt things as Oscar going forward here. Oscar goes with a shot. Wild. Absolutely wild. Does nothing in the end there. We've seen nothing from the wingbacks. In either game, the wingbacks have done absolutely nothing in terms of getting up and getting crosses, which was a huge part of our game. And that just seems to have just gone off a cliff. So I know that update said something about less balls from like the byline. So unless they've just completely killed wingbacks, I don't know. But like I say, I've not had tons of game time in it since though. So I'm going to say, where's the passion, lads? Do we change it again? I think we do. We're going to go back to this again, but we'll stick with it for the full half this time. So, and we'll sort of properly set it up. So Gomez in there, Doyle in for Oscar. Who's on the worst game? Doyle's actually struggling, to be honest. Rico. And go like that, I think. Dealing playmaker and defend. There. And we'll bring Kontametskov on for Oscar up top. And go like that. Yeah, we're gonna give it a go. Yeah, we're going to give it a go, see what happens here, guys, but we need something. We need a reaction. We've had some chances. We'll go over demand more, nice and early. We just need a goal. We can get a goal early enough, put a bit of pressure on them, they might collapse. But Kontametskov, Moreno, ball in, there's Leto! How has he not finished that chance? That was a gilt-edged opportunity there. Leto really should have finished it. Leto's not been in great run of form for us, but because he's our player, I'm trying to give him more game time than the sort of loanees, but it might be a chance for Miranda to be the first choice there. As hopefully Miranda... Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. There's nothing you can do tactically to stop that. I don't think. I mean, just... He lunges in there. Moreno just touches the ball. Like, he literally passes it to Guardiola to score. Like, I don't think you can get any worse than that. And I think we are going to make changes. Miranda on for Leto, who's not having an awful game, but definitely Montero's coming off for Jeric as well. Guys. It's not going well for us. We're having a blip. This is kind of the first time in this series so far that actually we're having a real bad off blip, and hopefully the team's going to sort it out. Now, the thing is, we have obviously had a really good start to the season, and we've had results where we probably shouldn't have won, or we've kind of defied expectations, and whereas now we're kind of playing at our level. Gee, we're getting sliced apart here, guys. This is the bottom of the table. Bottom of the table. That's what's shocking here. We've gone. We just don't seem to be the same team anymore, and I really don't know why. I really don't know why. Is a concern. So we do obviously have to still win games to stay up, but luckily we've got that little gap. You know, I've got a decent amount of point gap that it's not like an immediate issue. And the thing is, as long as we stay up this year, that's all I'm bothered about. I think next year we'll be able to start bringing some really good regen players and really start to develop this team on quite a lot as Guardiola goes forward again. And we're just getting every chance is going towards them in the minute. Like it says, we've had all these shots and things, but we're seeing a lot for them, an absolute ton for them, in fact. And that's just gone to no one. But Monshu, up to Nemecha. Can we get something here? Nemecha just eased off the ball there. Eased off the ball. Hang on, I've got to say, how tiny does Kuntameskov look there? Is it Doyle? That can be Doyle. There's, yeah, no, that can't be Doyle. Moreno, Doyle, Miranda, Monchu, Gomez. Oh no, he's up there. Oh, bloody hell, Doyle's tiny. Teeny. He's absolutely tiny. Ball forward to Kuntameskov. Kuntameskov, the sub. We're struggling to score, and we're conceding a lot of goals. That doesn't make good things. Oh dear, guys. This might be a tough end to the season. Like, we've had 23 attempts on goal here. 2 clear-cut chances. 4 half chances. We've had a decent amount of possession. Yeah, we've lost 3-0. And there, things are all red. Right. Okay, and as you can see, that is absolutely just killed the morale again. Who have we got next? I bet it's someone big as well. We have got Villarreal. Villarreal. They are 16th, but it's still Villarreal. But look at this. Yeah, we've not won in, what, 6 games? 6 games ago was our last win. We scored 1 goal in these 5. We conceded a lot of goals. 3 or more in 4 games. Jesus. Okay. Well, there's definitely some work to do, guys, but I will see you back depressingly, because God knows how it's going to go, but we're going to have to do it. We'll do the Barcelona and Real Madrid games. So only going to be 3 games in between. We've got Villarreal, Real Sociedad, who are 4th, and Sevilla, who are 12th. I think even just 1 win, if we can at least maybe beat Villarreal, they're probably like the lowest ranked team out of these. They're still a good team, though. If we can at least get 1 win out of these games, because we're going to get spanked in these at this rate. Rayo are doing pretty decently. Bilbao, we've got a reasonable end run, like Getafe, Granada, Bilbao, Zaragoza. There's some maybe games, but then we just placed bottom of the league and lost, so who knows? Who actually knows right now, guys? Yeah, so that's that. Thanks for watching, guys, and this might be a tough end of the season. This is going to be a very tough series. I'll tell you that for sure. But either way, I need to try and get the thinking brain on for what we're going to do here, and I'll see you back very soon. Ciao for now.